It's easy to sum it up. We're talking about practice.
Because it's about as casual as it gets. What's the problem now?
That's a clown question, bro.
I think we ought to send a beating in at least.
World champions!
Start playing with some jam in here. Let's go.
Philadelphia, looking as only you can look. Woo!
Here we go.
What? Oh, I was.
Zombie apocalypse.
I hit the outro button. Oh, I was really confused for a second. I was not expecting this background to go on it. What's going on, guys? Welcome to week 23 of the J&P Sports Podcast. My name's Patrick Wilson, and I'm proudly joined by my co-host, Jonathan Pat. John, how are you doing today?
I can't ask for a better day. Tiger Woods is officially on the comeback, and the Eagles put up a 40 burger, so we are living life.
A 40 burger?
40 burger, yeah.
Okay. That's not a weird way to say they put up 40 points at all. No?
40 points. They put up 40 points. I don't know what to tell you. I'm excited.
All right, we're going straight into it then. Eagles.
Big third down. Hurts keeps. Hurts cuts. Hurts has the first down. And Jalen Hurts might have just put it away for the Eagles. Touchdown. His third of the day.
Yes, sir.
All right, so Miles Sanders comes back and Jalen Hurts does all the rushing. I like it.
Well, Miles Sanders did fumble twice.
Oh, did he?
Yeah. One from his own 6, and again from his own 6, but they called him down. So he got lucky. But yeah.
All right.
Big time win today. They mano a mano, strength on strength. They put up 242 rushing yards on the best rushing defense in the NFL. Suck it, Saints.
Dude, I saw a massive block by Jason Kelsey.
Kelsey pancaked somebody. Jordan Mailata gave a left-handed stiff arm to Cam Jordan, who's a really good defensive end. Their offensive line just mauls people. They run people over and they do not say sorry.
I like it. I like where this is going. That was sounds like it was a good game for once.
Well, it was 27-7 at halftime. It all started.
Come back a decent amount.
Well, that's just because the fourth quarter was the fourth quarter. They capitalized on the turnovers that they created. TJ Edwards, who's their best linebacker, by the way, he got an interception on Trevor Siemian, and that kind of changed the whole game. It was kind of, one offense couldn't really do much, and the next, for the first 2 or 3 possessions. But then TJ Edwards gets the pick on Trevor Siemian, and that kind of changed the whole momentum, got the stadium up on their feet. Instead of, that nervous energy. It got really loud. It sounded like a home opener when really it's their first win in 5 tries at home.
That's the thing that is amazing in my opinion.
Yeah.
Is they finally won at home.
Well, here's the thing. They had a chance against the Chargers.
Weeks.
They had a chance against the Chargers. They had a chance against the 49ers. So there's 2 wins right there that you could have had, and you could be in the playoff spot. And yes, we're talking playoffs now.
Yeah, they still have a good chance of making it into the playoffs, especially if they keep their running game up. Their running game is what kept them in a lot of these games.
They've rushed for over 175 yards in 5 straight games.
That's insane.
They had 242 against the best rushing defense in the league. You could run on anybody.
Yeah,
this offensive line is built to run the ball. It's built. Now, I do question why it took this long to realize that. but I'm just gonna keep my mouth shut and let us
I
ride.
still think it's kind of along the lines of Nick Sirianni still kind of hates Miles Sanders.
No, he doesn't hate Miles Sanders because Miles Sanders got the bulk of the carries.
Did he still? I
Yeah,
didn't think he did.
he led all he led all running backs in carries by a good bit. Jordan Howard got hurt. I mean, he has a knee issue right now, but I think if it was a close game, he had a chance of coming back. I don't think it was immediately ruled out because of the injury. I think it was just because of the situation of the game. Beginning in the fourth quarter, you're up 30. You didn't really see much of Boston Scott. You saw him a lot split out wide in a wide receiver position, which I don't really understand. But, they had to make a choice with if they're going to go with Miles Sanders or Kenny Gainwell. And I think they made the right choice. I think even though Miles Sanders did fumble and cost them 7 points, I do think that he should be the lead back, and you need to see what he can do with this offensive line because you're going to have to pay him next year. Or you're going to have to make a decision to pay him next year because he's done you can give him the 5th-year option next year, but then after that, he's a free agent. So you got to see what you have and see what he can do.
Yeah, even with that fumble, I still think he's one of the better running backs in this league. And if you give him more than just one game, hopefully they don't put Gainwell in for Sanders after his performance today.
No, they're not going to do that because even after he fumbled, he came right back out on the field and they gave him the ball. If they were worried at any point, they would have put Jordan Howard or Boston Scott in a lot more, but they really just kind of kept feeding him. The one thing I did not like was early in the game, even throughout the game, they kept on running out of the shotgun. I mean, it looked like a set thing, like they knew that they could run the ball out of the shotgun against the Saints, but I also I just want them to get under center and let him get ahead of steam, like they have with Jordan Howard a couple times. So that's my only concern about that early in the game, and I would like to see more of a mix in the running backs. I don't like having one guy. I think it could, I think then, I mean, it does get him into a rhythm, but I like the mix of, hey, let's get Boston Scott, the short, fast guy. Let's get Jordan Howard, who's just going to pound you up the middle, and then let's get Miles Sanders just to hit the hole.
Yeah, I gotcha. Yeah, but what did you think of their defense today?
I have it right here. Slay written all the way across with his pick 6 today at just before halftime. That was going to be the video that I played until Jalen Hurts just put the dude on ice skates and just go, hold on, wrap up his ankles real quick. The defense, Jonathan Gannon, I've been a little critic of Jonathan Gannon, but today he had some very, very timely blitzes, especially in the first half. I think in the second half, he still got a little passive, and it still almost came back to bite the Eagles. But I mean, when he had to, he brought a blitz, and there was one play in particular in the third quarter where they showed like they were going to blitz from the right side with 2 extra guys. And then Trevor Siemian shifted the protection to the left. And then all of a sudden, those 2 guys at the snap dropped back. Alexander Singleton came straight up the gut, untouched, and, forced incompletion. So, just stuff like that, like, gets you all excited that we're learning and that the flower is growing slowly.
Yeah, the bits and pieces that I saw, the Eagles defense were doing really good. Like, I think on Miles Sanders' fumble, it was like 1st and goal at the 6, and then next thing you know, it was 3rd and goal at the 17.
Mm-hmm.
But then the Saints quarterback just kind of threw it dead in the end zone for a touchdown on that one.
Yeah,
that was an unfortunate play, but I thought their defense were doing really good up until that point.
Well,
and then even after that, they were doing pretty good too.
I think it's partly the Jonathan Gannon calling better plays for better situations, like a blitz here, blitz there, and then, dropping back when you need to. And I think it's also a combination of the linebackers are just playing so much better. And like, it's actually weird to have a linebacker or two. Is that possible? That play well. But TJ Edwards has turned out to be a really good player. He's a free agent at the end of the year. After Dallas Goedert got an extension. Vontae Maddox got his extension this week. I think TJ Edwards should be the next guy to kind of get that big long-term deal. Just because I think he shows energy, and I think he understands how to play linebacker, and he can, he'll hit somebody. Then you have Davion Taylor, who got hurt in this game and only played like a quarter, but he last week he forced 2 fumbles. So, and then Alex Singleton is also a really good, fill in that could help, be a 3-man rotation there.
Yeah, and that's what you need.
Yeah,
to be a good team. So, I mean, the fact that the Eagles are actually having a strong push at the playoff spot right now is actually very surprising to me.
And they play the Washington football team twice. They play the New York Giants twice. And then they play the other team from New York. I mean, and then Dallas at the end of the year, where they could not play their starters because they're already locked into a playoff position. So the playoff run is there.
Yeah, they have a solid chance of making the playoffs.
There.
They have a solid chance of even being a nice 8-win team.
And depending on what Dallas does, I mean, if they fall, look out.
I mean, I don't think they're falling anytime soon.
I don't know. Dallas does what Dallas always does.
Same thing with the Mets.
Yeah.
Where they
Pretty
start
much
off really strong and then fail.
Yeah, pretty much. Let me pull up the standings here, because I know that the Vikings won on a game-winning field goal, which Aaron Rodgers lets me down one more time. They're ahead of us. The Panthers are ahead of us. I believe they won, but we have the tiebreaker ahead of them because we beat them. The 49ers are ahead of us, and they have the tiebreaker because they beat us. Let's see here. You have, so we're the 9th seed right now, but you just beat the Saints. So you have the head-to-head tiebreaker against them. The Vikings right now are in that last 6 spot. Or no, there are 7 teams. No. Yeah, there are 7 teams. Sorry. The Saints and the Vikings are the 2 wildcard spots. They're both 5-5. You have the tiebreaker against the Saints. Then you have the 49ers, who are tied for that last spot, tied for the 6 and 7 spot without 5-5, and they have the tiebreaker ahead of us. And then you have the Eagles at 5-6, Panthers 5-6, Washington football team 4-6, Atlanta 4-6. But Atlanta, you have the tiebreaker over them because we beat them week 1. So you have a good number of tiebreakers against teams that are in the mix. And that's why that 49ers week 2 loss becomes so important, because if we tie with them, they get the head-to-head.
All right. Well, I mean, that would lead to a better draft pick, but then we got Howie picking the draft picks, and it's just
I've been listening to the radio a bunch over this past week, and I've come to
there's your first issue.
I've come to the conclusion that, even if we don't make the playoffs, we're still in the best draft position out of anybody else in the league. We still have 3 first-round picks, and you're still going to have at least 1 in the top 5. You're going to have at least 1 you're going to have at least 2 in the top 15, and you're possibly going to have 3 in the top 15, at least 3 in the top 20. I mean, you can get 2 out of 3 impact players right away next year. I mean, and I think with Howie, it's a love-hate relationship. I mean, you have the 2018
This is the part
draft.
I was waiting for.
You have the
part I'm waiting for right here. Yeah,
you have the 2018 draft where you had Dallas Goedert re-signed, Vontae Maddox re-signed, Mailata re-signed. I mean, Josh Sweat re-signed. I mean, you have good drafts that that have panned out. I mean, I know it's hard to admit, but I probably should have been more prepared. I thought about it during the week. I was like, oh, I should have this ready, and I'm just not. Pat, you
Don't
talk.
worry. I had a bit of a rough week too, so we're both kind of like on
sorry. It was the 2019 draft class. So you have Dallas Goedert, Fonte Maddox, Josh Sweat, who's all resigned, Matt Pryor, who was traded for Sweaty. Hasn't made a play yet this year, but he's resigned. Matt Pryor, who was traded for some draft picks. So you at least got some compensation for that because he was a good role player. And Jordan Mailata, who's your franchise left tackle. I mean, yeah. I mean, that's a really, really good draft class.
That was a strong draft class, yeah, but who'd they get in their 2020?
Rager? Yeah, I have written down here, Rager can't even return punts correctly, word for word. Some of the decisions that he makes is a little interesting. So, I mean, I know you need to have him available as a wide receiver in case somebody goes down, but like, why not give Kenny Gainwell a chance to return some kicks?
At that point, you'd have 4 running backs active, right?
I
know.
That's what I'm saying. Like, you need Rager active so that in case a wide receiver goes down, you at least have somebody. I mean, you have JoJo, who finally, got his first target of the year and the biggest first down in his career today in the fourth quarter. 20-yard completion or something like that. The announcer goes, and that's his first target of the year. Like, he hasn't even been targeted. I mean, he's a really good special teams player, and he said in an interview that he loves blocking. I mean, bro, become a tight end if you're like that.
Yeah.
Don't waste a roster spot with us. The only reason why he's on the team is because he was a second round pick. So yeah.
All right, so a nice solid win today.
Fletcher had a forced fumble today. Pat, I don't know if
that's the first good thing I've heard about him all year.
Yeah, I don't know if you caught Nick Sirianni's press conference last week after the win against the Broncos, but he said that there's a difference where they teach the difference between a city fumble and a country fumble. Do you know what the difference is? It's something that's made up, so you can't even go look it up on Google.
City fumble is when you start cursing a storm at the end because you're all hyped.
City fumble,
and a country fumble is when you go milk a cow afterwards. I don't know.
City fumble is when the ball's on the ground and there's a lot of people around you. You just got to get on it quickly and take it.
Okay.
A country fumble means you have time to scoop it up, scan the field, and run after. So Darius Slay's 80-something yard touchdown last week was a country fumble. He picked it up, had time, moved around. TJ Edwards just had to pounce on the ball and hold it. So I wrote down that he had a city fumble this week.
Okay.
Jake Elliott has been really, really, really good this year. He's made 10 straight field goals. Knock on wood, I don't remember him missing an extra point in my recent memory. So, yeah, that's what I got on the Eagles.
And then next week he misses an extra point just because you said that.
I know. Oh, God.
You guys are going to hear that joke. You're going to see that tweet.
I know.
So nice solid win today. Who do they play next week? The football team?
Yes, I believe so. Let me double check.
All right. If that's the case, I think the Eagles are going to win that game. I think they're going to take that game over, actually. Even though
Eagles,
Heineke's
Giants.
my quarterback. Oh, Giants.
Tomato. Same type of situation.
I still think the Eagles are going to take that one over.
They are, I believe they're at the Giants next week, and you can bet a lot of people are going to take the train up for that.
Oh yeah, no doubt.
So
it's gonna be like an Eagles home game still.
Yeah, so you got the Giants, and then you go back up there to play the Jets in the same stadium, and then you have a bye. And then you come back and you play the Washington football team at home. Then you play the Giants at home. Then you go on the road and play the Washington football team in their stadium. And then you come back home for the Cowboys to finish up the year.
Okay. I still think we can beat the Giants.
You need to winning both games against the Washington football team and the Giants is definitely doable. I think you need to take 3 or 4. I think 3 or 4 will do it.
I think they'll split the Washington football team, but I think they can take both from the Giants.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. They need 3 or 4. I feel like I'm talking about the Phillies. We need a 3 or 4 this series, but we need 3 or 4 games out of the division.
Yeah, and they can definitely do that. So my prediction, with the way their offense has been running recently, I think the Eagles can get a nice 30-pointer this next game. So
I mean, here's the thing.
I'm going to say 34-28 Eagles.
You really think the Giants can score that many points? They're probably kind of consist defense.
I was going to
get
say
our hopes up.
I was going to say you heard me rate their defense last week.
Yeah.
I've not been happy with their defense, so.
Yeah, but like now I got like my emotions involved and I like their defense now.
Until they give up 28 points.
I think they win 28-20.
All right.
28-20.
All right, I'm cool with that.
I just get. I don't care if we win 2-0.
Just get the win.
Yeah, get me to the playoffs. Bring me playoff football. And
I mean, you can get it either way. Just whether or not the Eagles are in it or a different story.
And one more thing, the Eagles are a better road team than a home team, and for as long as I can remember, that's never happened.
Yeah, that is true.
So, I mean, they would not have a home playoff game unless they won the division. So going on the road could possibly be better for them.
That is true too.
I know.
If they could win their first round, I would be very impressed. And well, just making the playoffs, I would say this year is a success. But then if they make it into the next round after that, this year was a complete success.
I mean,
like 100%.
It's a success right now, as in you found out that Nick Sirianni can adjust and that he can get the locker room motivated every single day, and get them fired up. And you know that Jalen Hurts can play, so I think that's a major success that that you needed to know coming out of this year, and I think we do.
Yeah, now that they have that adjustment and they know what they need to do.
And now you can use those 3 first-round picks instead of trading them away for a quarterback or drafting a quarterback. You can use all 3 on defense. I mean, pick one. You're going to find somebody that can play.
You know Howie, right?
Yeah, but I also know this coaching staff that drafted Devontae Smith, and I know that Howie. I mean, I know that we give crap at Howie, but he did get a first-round pick and Devontae Smith, so he kind of knows how to wheel and deal a little bit. I mean, you gotta, you gotta
take the good with the gotta take the bad with the good.
Yeah, because when he's bad, it can be really bad. But when he's good, I mean, sometimes
really
you just have to take it in the sack sometimes, and you just got to know that he's okay.
You're used to that being a Phillies fan.
Yeah.
All right. So we got our predictions in and everything. Flyers are next.
Okay.
Where has their offense been, dude?
Yeah.
They average 1.8 goals in their past 10 games.
I didn't think I had to write this down on my note sheet, but they blow. Their offense stinks.
I don't think they blow. It's just they're not showing up.
That means they blow.
They classic Philly fan right there.
At this point, they need to be able to just decline penalties if they can. and just take like a penalty shot or something.
I don't even trust that. You saw Hart in the shootout.
No, I meant when we go on the power play, just decline it and take a penalty shot or something.
Yeah, no. That would still basically give up a lot of goals. I didn't trust Hart in net there. Like Point just took just a quick little snapshot and just completely stunned Hart in that shootout.
But that's also because he's waiting for a move.
Attempt.
But he's just waiting for a move. Okay, I'd rather tie than go to a shootout. How's that?
I would too.
I tweeted at Mark Farzetta, and he goes, "I hate tying, but like, definitely don't want to tie." And I'm just like, "But like, would you rather go to a shootout and lose, or just like, at least get some sort of winning percentage points?"
Well, I mean, even if we go to a shootout and lose, we still get that winning percentage point.
Yeah, but like, I think that it should be a 10-minute overtime and then just call it a tie.
Fair enough.
Until the playoffs.
I mean, you've always hated the shootout.
Yeah. Stupid.
Like if the Union went into the shootout yesterday, you would have been pissed.
Yeah.
I do know that.
Stupid.
Stupid. No, I'm just this past week, like, I'm not very happy with how the Flyers have been going. Like, their defense hasn't been horrible, and Jones definitely did not show
well. Sorry.
I know you're excited after the Eagles game, but thank you. Their offense hasn't really showed up. Jones did not play very well last night, and Hart's been playing very well until it comes to like a shootout. Then I'm not very happy with him. But the defense overall, I'm indifferent with. Like, I'm happy and I'm not happy. I'm seeing a lot of guys going for block shots, but then at the same time, there have been a lot of shots that have still happened. Like against the Bruins last night, they let up 44 shots. They let up 21 in the first period. Basically, half the shots were in the first period. Like, you can't do that. That just wears down your goalie, which is essentially what happened because a lot of their goals came in this late second and third periods. So, I mean, like, all right, you're good to unmute yourself, bro.
I think I found out the word as I was collecting my thoughts. They are streaky.
Yes.
When they get going, they play well. But when they don't, they just stay in their offensive end and they don't know how to get themselves out of it. Streaky is the right word. All right.
Yes. Now that I agree with you. They're definitely streaky. But like right now, their offense is averaging 1.8 goals in their last 10 games. You can't expect to win games with that. Mm-hmm. And with it being
you can't expect your goalie to give up one goal a game every time.
Yes, exactly. And the one thing I am happy with is that even though they lost back-to-back games, one of them being an overtime loss, this was the first time all season that they've lost back-to-back games. So I'm kind of happy it took this long for that to happen because knowing the Flyers, they usually would have done that within the first 3 games. They would have had a back-to-back loss. So like having it take this long, I'm happy with that. Like, and it's bound to happen eventually. So like I'm just with the amount of time it took. I'm
something okay. that I thought was interesting that Keith Jones got bringing up last night in their broadcast was that their first power play unit was small. They didn't really have anybody to get in front of the net. They were meant for speed and quick passes. Because you had Giroux, you had
what was it? Giroux, TK, Atkinson,
and TK, and I forget. But there was no.
You didn't have Farabee or JVR.
Farabee was on 2.
Hayes.
JVR was on 2.
Hayes is hurt. On 2. Oh, right. I forgot about that.
But they didn't have. I mean, even Oscar was on 2. also. So you had him and JBR both for like a double screen, but their first unit, I mean, they could barely get set up. And I said it last night, like they had 2 power plays back to back that I was just like, why not? The first power play unit didn't really do anything in the first power play. And then the second unit got like 30 seconds left. And then as soon as I got the next power play, I said to myself, like, why not put the second power play unit in just to see what they can do, try to mix it up. And they went back out there with the first, and they just, I mean, I really don't know.
Yeah,
I mean,
you
they
got to have somebody in front.
I did score on it, but like
On the first power play unit with Broussard?
that's who it is. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's who the
Broussard
fourth
scored
guy.
both goals last game.
Yeah. So I really don't know. It's very, very tricky.
It's very nice to see him producing. A nice veteran producing some points.
Yeah, because with Morgan Frost playing well, I mean, if anybody slips, he's probably the guy to go. But not in the near future.
Not if
so.
I was gonna say not if he keeps playing like that.
Well, I mean, he just doubled his goal scores for.
Yeah, but he shows so much like other good things to go with his game. Like
Yeah,
he's
I
a
just
great
think he's-
2-way forward.
Yeah, sometimes I think he's slow, but it's okay. He made up for it.
Yeah, a little slow isn't always a bad thing. Sometimes it's nice to take your own or take a second and be a little slower.
I would like to revisit my power play units from last week
Okay.
because, I mean, just to see if I got it right. I
Go
mean,
ahead.
this is obviously with Hayes in the lineup. Farabee, Hayes, Giroux, Atkinson. That does not that sounds like the first unit, how everybody goes outside and they got passing plays. That would not work. So I could scratch my dream power play unit 1 and 2. So
I kind of wish I wrote mine down because I think
you
on
got to come prepared. I got a whole notebook dedicated to this show.
yeah, I know I need to get a notebook and start writing some notes down throughout the week about what I see.
That's what I did with the Eagles. I just sat there with my notebook and was just like,
We should have sat there on Twitter too.
See, here's the thing. I thought I could do that, but like I can't. I get too like emotionally invested. I mean, I am on Twitter throughout the whole game, but like I'm not tweeting actively and not like, oh, I should go tweet something. It just kind of comes throughout the moment.
Yeah, I gotcha. I mean, honestly, the only real thing I have for the Flyers right now is their offense needs to step up. Like Atkinson hasn't been producing nearly as much. He's been very hidden a lot. Drew's been on and off. Coots has been on and off. TK, like basically everybody's just been on and off.
And it doesn't help that Ryan Ellis is out now for at least a month. Probably a month
4
and a
to
half.
6 weeks. Yeah.
I mean, Kevin Hayes is out. I don't really know what's wrong with him. I mean, it doesn't get any easier.
I definitely think because since Ellis re-injured his injury and Hayes is back out, I think they rushed them back too soon.
I don't think they probably rushed Ryan Ellis back too soon, but I don't think it was with Hayes because I think Hayes is a different injury.
Okay. Yeah.
Ryan
I don't
Ellis
know.
is a re-injury.
Yeah, I know Ellis is a re-injury, so I definitely think they rushed him back too quick.
I don't think Kevin Hayes re-injured. I think it's a different thing.
Okay. No, I still think they might have like pushed him back a little too quick.
But it
Still.
doesn't get any easier because now you got to go on the road and play Tampa, Florida, and Carolina.
Yeah.
So like,
Yeah, they got a tough schedule. If they can stick out the rest of this month with a winning record, I'll be happy.
yeah, just break 500, please.
Yes.
Um,
All right. So next. Union. Dude. Let's go.
That was nuts.
The 123rd minute, Glesnes freaking rockets one in the right side of the net.
Boop.
Oh. Round 2, here we come. And I looked up the bracket for
Yeah, and I was right. I looked it up during the Eagles game. I was right when I talked to you on the phone. Suck it.
Well, they didn't switch it at all or anything.
No,
I just didn't have
didn't know what
I just didn't have
seed.
I just didn't have the teams in the right places.
Now,
That was my issue. That was my bad.
we are the 2 seed.
Yes.
So that means we have another home game
Yes.
against.
We basically have home games until we play the first seed.
right. That's if they make it.
That is true.
Yeah. So MLS.
So we play either Nashville or Orlando, which
good. Bring on Nashville again.
Actually now I'm thinking about, I think they played at 3:00.
There, I got it. Okay, so Nashville Orlando plays at 8:00 on
They play at 8 Tuesday.
Yeah, Tuesday.
Okay, so basically right now it's looking like New York City is going to be playing New England Revolution.
Right.
And then Montreal just beat Toronto today too.
And I mean, we're gonna have a lot of rest. I mean, Nashville's gonna be on 5 days rest, which is nice.
We get a nice solid week.
Mm-hmm.
Week and a day,
28th. When's the
actually.
28th? Oh,
Sunday.
that's next Sunday. Oh, definitely be watching that. Or at least have it on in the background.
I'm
but
definitely going to be watching that.
I watched the second half of that game, and I thought that they were getting a lot of their chances. More than, I mean, it looked like it was kind of stagnant, but when they did, whichever team got chances, it was the Union. It wasn't the Red Bulls, and they just kind of got lucky. I mean, they were kind of pressuring that entire second half.
I was mad Shabloco missed that. I still can't
Easy
say
shot.
his name right. Yeah, the one that was
Went
he was
over?
like wide open in the net, and he just
Uh-huh.
sent it like sky high. I was
Yeah.
so mad.
I mean, it was a sick move just to get that ball to him.
Yeah, it was. And
That
then
was nuts.
he's just like, okay, I'll send it way up there. It's like, no, come on, dude.
I know that. Drive it through the back of the net. Don't try to
Yeah.
be cute.
But for the most part, that game was a very boring game.
Yeah, a lot of back
I-
and forth.
There weren't many chances either way.
A couple of feistiness situations.
A couple, but it wasn't much of a playoff game. in
Why
my
not?
opinion.
It was 1-0 or 1-0. Sorry to all those soccer fans.
That's just the energy involved in it. I mean, the fans were rowdy, but that was it. The Union had a solid chance in the 6th minute or 7th minute. Then they had another one in the 83rd minute. Red Bulls didn't really have much of a chance until overtime came, when everybody was starting to get really tired, where we got lucky. They bounced one off the post in the 116th minute.
Yeah.
And then, but up until the overtime, that was probably one of the more boring games of soccer that I've watched.
Well,
There
it's just
wasn't really-
because back and forth. I mean, nobody really gave many opportunities to each other, and I think that is a playoff type game.
No, I still think it just wasn't really energized.
I mean, it's soccer. It's supposed to be 1-0.
No, not really. You're still supposed to have goals going both ways, especially in a playoff.
It's soccer. A playoff, the defense condenses. It's harder to score. That's what makes the playoff so great. Why do you think Connor McDavid doesn't play well in the playoffs? Because all this open ice that he has condenses on him.
Well, then Draisaitl and Ryan Nugent-Hopkins should pick
They're
up.
scrubs. They don't do anything.
That's why Draisaitl has
Yeah, I said
36
it.
points this season in 17 games. Yeah, you try doing that, scrub.
Scrub. Take him on my power play, though. scrub.
No, I just did not get the playoff feeling of that until the overtime happened. Then with all those chances happening, that was more overtime, or that was more playoff soccer, that what I'm used to, that what I've watched throughout the years.
Yeah, I just don't think that I think the lack of chances helped it not be, it looked tough for the players just to move around. And I think that's what kind of held in their energy to try and, when they do break through, to use it for the opportunity.
Yeah. I definitely noticed the Red Bulls had a lot of corners as well. I think they ended with 11 corners, I want to say. They had a lot of corner kicks that game too. So like Union was doing a great job defending their net. I will admit that. And that's what I've said all year long. I mean, he didn't really have anything.
He had the one
going for him.
save in overtime, didn't he?
Yeah. That's what I was going to say. He didn't really do anything until overtime when he actually had some shots against him.
Yeah, that's my boy.
Oh, by the way, happy birthday, Andre Blake. Thank you for reminding me. It's his birthday today.
Awesome.
Happy birthday, bro. Mr. Brickwall.
Hold on. I forgot to mention in the Flyers game, did you see the face-off infraction that the refs blew last night?
Oh, the bullcrap one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Giroux sticks over here. How can he hit the ref's hand that's over here? Bergeron hit it out of his hand.
And that's what I saw all over Twitter too. It's like, I'm pretty sure that was a Bruin stick.
Now, we wouldn't have scored on a power play regardless, but at least give us the chance. At least let me feel like we could score.
Well, that and I'm pretty sure that power play led to a goal.
Well, it then made it 4-on-4 because they sent McEwen to the box, just made it 4-on-4. Then they went down and scored.
Okay.
So it changed. It made it a 1-goal game, made it into a 2-goal game.
Yeah. I don't know.
Okay,
that
back
was
to
a bad
Union.
call.
I just remembered that.
Yeah, but I mean, Union's offense got to step it up a little bit. If they want to make it anywhere in this playoffs, if they want to make it to the next round if they want to make it to the conference finals, they can't skyrocket shots like that. Like whether or not they play against Nashville or Orlando, like they're going to have to step their game up.
And I think playing at home will help a lot.
Yeah, having their fans behind their back, yes, it will.
Well, it's just like a comfort thing. Like, hey, I do this every morning when I'm at home, or I do this, right before every home game, something like that. When the away game, you're like, all right, like you kind of have like an uncertainty of where to go and stuff like that. So
yeah,
it's just a comfort thing.
Yeah, their offense has been frustrating me all year round.
Hey, I mean, they scored when they had to.
Did their offense score though?
Yeah.
It was a defender that scored it.
Okay. Are you gonna say that the Flyers offense didn't score if Ivan Provorov scores? Like tomato, they scored.
It's a different story with soccer.
How? They all come up field on a corner kick anyway.
Not all of them. Oh. You still need some people back.
9 out of 11 people.
8. But okay.
Oh, that's right. Goalie. 8 out of 8. So it's really 8 out of 10 possible people.
Yes.
Same thing.
No, I'm saying their actual offenders need to produce in these major times. Mm-hmm. Like Santos, Shablilko. Paxton Erickson, he played really well for his first playoff game for an 18-year-old.
Yeah. I mean, I was a little shocked that they took him out.
He's either 17 or 18. Well, I mean, he's still on the younger side. He's not one of those full 90-minute people yet.
Yeah, but I thought it was, at like those, I think it was like the 58th minute or 60th minute that they took him out. I thought, it was a little soon, especially because he did create 2 chances right before that. So, I mean, I think I would have left him in it a little longer if he is a guy that comes out. just because of the chances that he got or created for other people.
Yeah, but then you don't want to see, like, because he's still really young, he might not have that stamina quite yet. You don't want to see him go into the 70th minute and then just die right off and have a goal be let up because of it type thing.
I guess.
You still got to have some type of player management, which is what the Union did. So I agree with it. I agree with taking him out. He's still not quite that 90-minute player yet. So, but round 2, Sunday, to be determined still.
Mm-hmm.
I hope they play against Nashville because they've done.
I know it's at 5:30 p.m.
on Sunday. Yeah, I'm talking about
Pat,
team-wise.
Pat, we could also watch that together if you wanted to.
Oh yeah, you'll be home.
Yeah, and then I could stay later.
Do you go back that Monday?
I got class at 9:40, so I could technically leave Monday morning, but I would leave Sunday night at some point.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we'll figure that out. I am down to watch that together, though. Totally down. Give me my notebook.
Get your own damn notebook.
But round 2, here we come. Semis. I like it. So Sixers are next.
Yeah. I mean, Tyrese Maxey's a stud. I think
they got Matisse Thybulle back. I do know that.
Yeah, he's on a minute restriction. I think that a lot with the Sixers right now is just players are playing too many minutes right now, and they're just getting exposed, which, like, with Joel Embiid back, I mean, they wouldn't. So, like, Andre Drummond is getting exposed, but he also has these short little spurts where he plays well. So he would then play well in the backup minutes of Joel Embiid.
Gotcha.
George Niang's starting, but he's really a bench player.
Yeah.
Who else? Korkmaz is, being asked to play more minutes when he should really only play like 20. But there was an interesting trade rumor surrounding Ben Simmons that they would get Jeremy Grant, another player to fill in, Sadiq Bey, and a first-round pick for Ben Simmons, which
That's actually a lot.
It's a lot, but here's the thing. Jeremy Grant's a small forward, so I don't really know where he would play. I don't really know how he would fit. I mean, in a perfect world, like if that trade did happen, I mean, Sadiq Bey is a power forward, so he would be your backup power forward. You would have, Jeremy Grant could be your starting 3, move Tobias to the 4. So then your starting lineup would be Maxey, Curry, Jeremy Grant, Tobias, Embiid. Bring Danny Green off the bench, which then limits his minutes, right? He's getting older. He can't really play that. He can't play 30 minutes a night. So you play him 20 to 25. Bring him off the bench. Use Shake, Furk, Niang, Sadiq Bey, and maybe Charles Bassey is your 5 that you would go to. Because he's played really well.
That still sounds deadly.
It does sound really good. It's just the only thing is I don't know that Jeremy Grant's the right fit. I mean, I would take him in a heartbeat for Ben, like if that's our best option, but I don't think that's
okay.
And the thing with the NBA is you need to be able to match salaries when you trade. So like it's not like, hey, we'll take TJ McConnell for Ben Simmons. Their salaries don't match up for this year. So like you have to match. That's why like you're going to need a throw-in player who makes a lot of money that you'll probably just cut. I mean, so it's a lot of things. And the December 15th around then is the date where all the free agents that were signed this offseason are eligible to be traded. So around then, around Christmas, just after Christmas is times where you'll hear a lot of rumors, a lot of
Merry Christmas, Philly fans.
A lot of different
Ben
things.
Simmons is traded.
Possibly. Right now, he's practicing with St. Joe's and getting them practicing with them illegally through the NCAA.
Oh, nice.
But yeah,
That's what we need.
because he's practicing at St. Joe's and it's technically illegal through the NCAA. And like there's a video of him like walking and he like puts up his hood. It's like, bro, you're 6'10". You're not just gonna not get recognized because you put up a hood. Like we all know who you are. You have Nike shoes on, joggers. I mean, we all know who you are. Roaming through, you're not a common student at St. Joe's.
Great.
Yeah.
Good to know. All right.
Yeah, the Sixers are kind of, they're
What's
treading
their record
water
right now?
because of Joel Embiid. Let's see, they lost against the Blazers last night, I believe. They are one game above 500, maybe two.
Okay.
I mean, it's really gone down. They lost 5 straight, then they beat the Nuggets, and then I think they just lost to the Trailblazers. So, it's not great, but it's also without Joel Embiid and Tobias Harris for a while and Matisse. So, not panicking yet because moves are still being made and are going to be made. So, the younger player,
plenty of basketball. Still plenty of basketball out there.
Charles Bassey looks like a really, really good player. Jaden Springer is playing really well with the Delaware Bluecoats. He put up 22 points the other night, and he's known as a defender, and he's our first round pick from last year. So, a lot of young talent that is still trying to learn everything.
Yeah.
So,
all right. Is that all you got on the Sixers?
Yeah, pretty much.
Sweet. So, Phillies. Congrats to Bryce Harper.
Yes, sir. I honestly forgot about it because I just expected it at this point. Yeah, I loved how emotional he got. I love his jacket that he wore, and he just flashed the red jacket, and it's the white and red pinstripes. That was really cool. And just to see him get emotional and how he cares so much about just us and the city and everything. A free agent signing actually worked out. Let's just put it that way.
Yeah. Yeah, that one actually did work out with
for
Bryce
big
Harper.
money. For big money, it actually worked out.
Yeah. I'm happy with that one.
The front office has done a few in-house things. Like they signed Howie Kendrick. He's a former player. Former World Series MVP with the Nationals when they won a couple years ago. He played with the Phillies for a couple of years when they were really bad. But they just added him to their front office as an assistant to the GM. They've made a couple moves like that. Their number 11, the Phillies' number 11 prospect, the Logan Ohapi, I think his name is. He's a catcher. He won the Arizona Fall League's sportsmanship award. And Bryson Stott played really well in the Arizona Fall League. So I think as much as it kills me to see Andrew Knapp not get re-signed, it makes me feel a lot better that they have Logan who's playing really well and who's a young catcher that can learn from JT and kind of be the backup catcher or at least start in AAA and get a few at-bats in the majors here and there next year. I think the Phillies can definitely make a push, and I think Dave Dombrowski is the right guy to do it.
All right. So
it's more of a wait and see because they
looks like some things are looking up though.
Yeah, well, here's the thing. Like a lot of people are trying to get excited for baseball, but you just can't because after this past season, they have to figure out a new CBA, and some people think that there's going to be a lockout, so that's just going to delay and delay and delay. Like free agents, it's going to delay trades, it's going to delay the season, and baseball just keeps on kind of shooting itself in the foot. But then they also have
seems about right.
Like Bryce Harper, when he talked to Angelo in the morning show the day after he won the MVP, he said that there is like a clause in their current CBA agreement where they can just do the same things that they had for their past contract for one more year and push it off one more year. So that is an option too to start on time. But he said that he thinks that they're going to start on time regardless. So whether that's with a new deal or not. So I hope so.
Good stuff.
Yeah.
All right. Seems like things are looking up for the Phillies a little bit.
Don't get your hopes too high.
I mean, I just want them to make it playoffs. I don't care if they lose in the first round. I just want them to make the playoffs.
They're connected to a lot of big time players that could help this team next year. And they have some young players that we didn't think would be there at the start of last year. So
good.
Finally.
Good.
It took 8 years to finally get a decent player.
Yeah. All right. So, is that all you got on Phillies? Because I know that not much during the offseason right now.
Yeah.
All right. You can run the video, sir. Welcome back to Pat's Chats, where as Phillies fans, we're usually disappointed in our teams and we hold our teams to very high standards. So I figured once a week we can come together and laugh at some other teams. So we really only have one video for this week too. It was a rough week for both of us, so we kind of haven't been able to keep up too much with the trying to find a funny video for you guys. But we do have one video here. Can you see this? John?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you. So I got it full screen, got the sound going. So this is going to be Edmonton versus the Winnipeg Jets. So Edmonton Oilers versus Winnipeg Jets in the NHL. You got Connor McDavid basically just doing Connor McDavid things against the Jets. Just watch it here. I know the video is going to be a little blurry, but I apologize for that. But here you go. Dude. Like, what the heck? Whoop, whoop, whoop. Like, dude. Three different moves, went around three defenders, basically just completely shat on the Winnipeg Jets. Like the Winnipeg Jets, even though it's Connor McDavid, the Winnipeg Jets took a complete shat on that. Like, you got three guys around him. You can't get one stick on it. Like, again, I know it's Connor McDavid and he's like a god in hockey, but jeez, like, come on, one move. Like, you got to make it look a little difficult for him. Hey, you're muted there, bud.
I read the sign that flashed across my screen. That's the second time they've done that in the last 2 weeks, and
he did it once against the Rangers.
Mm-hmm.
Where he took on four guys against the Rangers. And did
it's just, I have one more video that I just thought of.
Go ahead.
Big third down. Hurts keep.
Number 96, where are you going, sir?
That is true, yes.
Ready? Ready one more time.
Big third down. Hurts keeps. Hurts cuts. Hurts has the first down. And Jalen Hurts might have just put it away for the Eagles. Touchdown. His third of the day.
Sorry. Just picking up the guy's ankles over there.
I was really confused on where you went for a second.
Yeah. Sorry. Just grabbing some ankle tape that he left.
Do you know that guy's name?
No,
96?
I just know him as number 96 that
96 on the Saints?
took a shat.
You took a complete shat there, and we had the video for it by accident. So that works out. So that does it for Pat's Chats this week. Like, he took a complete chat there.
Monster Dookie.
You got anything else?
Go Birds. Playoff time.
All right, cool, because my dinner's ready. Well, thank you guys for listening. I appreciate everybody coming out here and supporting us. Next week, we will have a special guest. We are not telling you who, but Sunday at 11 a.m.
Bright and early for you folks.
Absolutely.
I know you guys sleep in.
Be here, and we will.
Be square. Couldn't figure it out. I took a shot there.
Yes, you did. And there's a Twitch clip for it, just to be safe. I will edit that later. But seriously, thank you guys for watching. We will catch you next Sunday at 11 a.m. before any type of football or soccer or hockey. So we hope to see you all here, and we will catch you guys next time. Peace.
Go Birds.
Don't you